Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here at my next Legend of Korra review. This one's going to be the review for the Legend of Korra Book 4 Balance DVD set. So yes, at last, all the DVDs are out now. For anyone wondering, this is the American DVD. Obviously I'm Irish. Now the reason I can play this American DVD over here is because I basically use my laptop, the disk drive of my laptop, as a basically American DVD player, because you can change the region of your laptop or computer's disk drive to any other region a couple of times. I think it locks in after like 4 or 5. But anyway, I basically use it as a American DVD player, so that's why I can play this. Now, obviously that means the set is complete. So here's the 4 books together. So it's really cool to have them all as a set. Just have them all there and just be able to go, I'll watch book 4 today, and just get the DVD out, grab it, watch book 2 or something like that. It's just really nice. Obviously the spines are a little bit inconsistent with the book 1 set, obviously not having the Nick logo correct, but for the most part they kept them fairly the same. But yeah, it's just so cool to be able to like look at all the various covers together, and all the different colour for each book is really nice. Blue for air, kind of orange for spirits, purple for change, and then green for balance. But anyway, book for balance. Here's the cover, which is really nice. The usual design of the kind of the way it's kind of like the angles and stuff like that. It's really cool. Book 4 balance. You've got Korra on the front in her book 4 outfit in front of the spirit portal that she creates at the end. Really nice image. Collectible poster inside. I'll get to that in a minute. Also available on Blu-ray, of course. And then on the back you have Kuvira as the main image, and then it just explains what the extras are and a general outline of what book 4 is about. Not much to say there. Of course, because it's the American DVD, it comes in a slipcase, which is really nice cardboard. And of course, it's actually kind of embossed, like some of it is raised out of the cardboard, so that's nice. So it's all flat here, but like for the Korra logo and stuff like that, it actually comes out a bit, and like Korra herself is kind of coming out of the off the box a bit, so that's really nice. But yeah, the actual box itself, same on the front and back as usual. But then yeah, once you open it up, you actually do get this poster inside. I think it's just kind of slotted in to this slot here. And yeah, it's a really nice poster, and I knew it was coming with the Blu-ray, but I wasn't sure if they were going to have it included with the DVD. But it's just a small poster, but I like that it's small. It kind of comes across more like an art print, and here it is. It's obviously Korra having just got Rava back, so that's why she has the kind of Rava pattern on her body. It's I think it's a really cool image, and I'm definitely going to frame this probably and put it up, hang it up on my wall. I think it's a really nice poster that it came with, the colours and just general quality of the image. It's just a really nice thing that they came with. Kind of makes me wish, they included posters with all of the sets up to now, but I suppose if they were only going to do one, it makes sense that it would be the last set that they do it with. Inside, your 2 discs, book 1 and book 2. In America, it's fairly standard, it's just kind of grey, and then no grey to get the writing across. The UK DVDs include pictures rather than just having them be blank, but they're fine. The actual images on the discs don't matter too much. Let me just show you what's behind them, the other side of the kind of posters. And yeah, behind the first disc is our first ever image that we got of Korra in her new book 4 outfit. So it's really nice that they include that. And on the other side, it just has basically descriptions of what all the episodes are about, and what episodes have commentaries on them and stuff like that. So that's basically all the visual stuff about the actual box and physical stuff that you get here. Now onto the actual, when you put the discs in, what do you actually get? Of course, you get the 13 episodes of book 4, and they are done very nicely. If you are fine with DVD quality, and all you want from this set is the episodes, by all means get this DVD. It's cheaper than the Blu-ray, and yeah, I think the quality is decent. I'm not one who has to have HD everything, so usually I'm fairly okay with the DVD sets, and for me it's this comes across very nicely. Just being able to have it on disc here. I don't really need the Blu-ray just for HD and stuff like that. And that's fine. The menus are really nice. You know, you get some music. They play some kind of clips in the background, and then you've got your classic selectors. You know, play all, episode selection, and then extras. So that's fine. And yeah, like really, there's not much to say about the actual quality of the episodes. They're perfectly fine. They're here. There's no errors. For me, what the big thing to talk about here is the extras, because this is where the problems come in. I'm perfectly fine with the way the episodes are presented, the visuals of like the box, the slipcase, and the poster. They're all brilliant. The extras are a problem, though, a big problem. And I apologize in advance if I go on a little bit long about this, but I have a lot to say, and you probably know from previous reviews of these DVDs that I have a lot to say about this. Now, first of all, I'll read off the extras. On the back it says, bonus features, 4 audio commentaries by the creators, cast and crew. That's standard, that's on all of them you get. Book 1, 2, 3, and 4 all have 4 audio commentaries. 4 episodes include commentaries. Okay, the second feature is Kuvira versus Prince Wu. And then the last one, Republic City Hustle Part 1. Now, let's go through these. So the 4 audio commentaries are for, obviously, Episode 1, After All These Years, Episode 2, Korra Alone, Episode 12, Day of the Colossus, and Episode 13, The Last Stand. Now, who we have on the commentaries is, it's Mike and Brian are on all of them. But on Episode 1, it's Mike Bryan, Joshua Hamilton, and Tim Hedrick. They're 2 writers in the show. Episode 2, it's Mike Bryan and Janet Varney, voice of Korra. And then on Episode 12 and 13, it's Mike Bryan, Joaquin Dos Santos, and Lauren McMullen. Not Lauren Montgomery, I mean, sorry. So there are episode commentaries. And, yeah, my only problem with them is that we only get 4, as ever. The 4 that we get here are actually pretty good. I like that they include the first episode, the last episode, and the Day of the Colossus one especially is a really cool episode because they really talk in depth about how kind of the technicalities of having such a crazy fight go on, you know, because the Colossus is primarily CG and then the characters are all traditionally animated. It's kind of like a little bit difficult to get that going, and then it is one of the biggest battles in terms of scale, and they talk about how difficult it was to draw the characters to scale with the Colossus and then the Colossus to scale with the city. So there's some really cool stuff in that commentary. The final episode, of course, you know, with lots of big moments happening, is very interesting to get the guys' thoughts on, and especially because they reveal in the commentary that they actually only finished basically mixing the episode together the day before they recorded the commentary. So for Joaquin Dos Santos and Lauren Montgomery, it was their first time seeing the finished animation because they finished up work on the show a couple of months before. So it was really only Mike and Brian and a couple of other people left working on the show in the last couple of weeks. So there's some very interesting stuff with that. And then, you know, with the first 2 commentaries, you know, like, just really good. You know, the first one, you know, they talk about their plan, how they really came to the idea, about some of the ideas for book 4, how they decided on Kuvira as the kind of villain. And in episode 2, you know, you get Janet Varney's thoughts on a really heavy Korra-focused episode, and it's a really cool commentary, and as they talk about how important it was for them to get Korra's journey of recovery right, because so many fans have come to them, up to them in conventions and talked about how Avatar and Korra have, you know, helped them get through tough times, and so they really wanted to get it right for those people so that it would continue to be that type of show. There's some really cool stuff in the commentaries, but I wish we had the other episodes. Like, it would have been so interesting if we got the other 9 episodes, but they're not on this, and I can maybe understand it that they don't include all of them for maybe space purposes, but, you know, I think they maybe could have fit a few more on, but, you know, that's not too much of a problem. Usually that's what I have issues with in these DVDs, but it's the other extras where the real problems come into play. As I said, the second extra on this is this thing called Kuvira versus Prince Wu. It's about 2 minutes long, and all it is this cheesy Nickelodeon announcer talking about Kuvira and Prince Wu in this kind of funny way, and comparing and contrasting how different they are. That Kuvira is this really powerful, amazing fighter, leads from the front, while Wu is this bumbling idiot who dances and, is in the royal family and stuff like that. And that's all it is. There's nothing interesting about these as characters, about how they interact together in the show specifically, or anything like that. It really comes across as an advertisement for Book 4, that this thing could very easily have been shown a couple of weeks on Nickelodeon to lead up to certain episode that these two characters were in. This has no place being on this DVD, because it doesn't. It's pointless. It doesn't tell you anything new. The way it's edited together, it's not even funny. It's short, and there's nothing at all I can say that's really positive about this. An advert has no place on this set, because I bought this because I want to watch Book 4. There's no need to sell me on Book 4 on something I've just bought. So I've no idea what that's doing there, and it ends up just taking up space that could have been used for something else. Now, that's not even the worst thing. That's not even the thing I have the most problem with the DVD, with the extras. It's this last one. As I said, Republic City Hustle Part 1. I've talked throughout my reviews of all of these DVDs about how, when's Republic City Hustle coming? What DVD is it going to be on? Wasn't on Book 2. Wasn't on Book 3. Then we got the announcement, it's going to be on the Blu-ray. And because they don't really reveal the DVD extras, what's specific to it, I basically had to wait until I got it yesterday to figure out. And so, when I found out that there was only Part 1, I was like, I hope that is a typo. And that it actually was meant to say just Republic City Hustle, and the Part 1 wasn't really meant to be there. But then I put in the second disc, which had the Republic City Hustle on it, and it is only one part. It's only the first part of this thing. And it makes no sense, because at the end of the day, Book 4, Balance, is the last book of Korra. We're not getting another DVD, so there's nothing to wait for to get the other ones on. I don't understand why they only put Part 1 on this thing. Because at the end of the day, this is a canon short story, this Republic City Hustle, that tells Mako and Bolin's backstory. It's important. Why would you only put Part 1 on? And in addition to that, the way it's done, it's like a 3-minute thing. Like, I think there's only 3 parts and they're each 3 minutes long. So there's easily enough space on these discs to include this. And the way it ends is just like, okay, end of Part 1, and then this little thing comes up for a couple of seconds and it just says, continuing on Nick. And I'm just like, no, it's not. This was never shown on Nickelodeon, the TV channel. If you want to see it again, it's probably on nick.com, which it doesn't mention. And it doesn't mention, they don't even put up an ad to say like, oh, watch the rest of it on the Blu-ray or something like that. It's this really weird thing that they do, just because I'm not even sure if Republic City Hustle is still up on nick.com. I'd have to check, but when they uploaded that originally, it was before Nickelodeon made their big change in their website. So when the change happened, I don't know if all of those videos are still there. So these videos may not even be still up on nick.com. But it's just, I don't get it. Like, I think it would be impossible for someone to explain to me the reasoning for why only one of them is on this, and for me to go, that makes sense. To me, there is no good explanation for why all 3 parts of this are not on this set. Because it just, like, for me, at least I know where to find them, because I'm a big Avatar fan. I watched those things when they first came out. But what about a kid, or just someone who is just casually into the show and just waits for the DVD to come out, buys it, and expects to get the content, and expects everything that's on this to be all the content that there is for the show? They see Republic City Hustle Part 1, and then it specifically says, like, to be continued. And so they're just wondering, like, okay, so there must be a Book 5 coming, which is going to have Republic City Hustle Part 2 on it. But that's not true, because there is no Book 5. And there is no, at least right now that we know, no other DVD coming that's going to include these on it. And as I said, nothing on this set says that the other two parts are on the Blu-ray. So it just, for people who are not in the know, it just leaves them horribly confused and this story wide open. This is, the final book. This is meant to be like, okay, this is done. We want to make it very clear. We want to send you out on a high. I think that's why they included the poster, because they realized that this was the last thing. They needed to do something special. Why not have that be consistent throughout the entire product here? And put the proper extras on this. I just don't understand. I really don't. And that's not. There's still another thing I want to talk about, but just this Republic City Hustle thing. Because really that's the only additional thing to this show. Like, we had webcomics and stuff like that with Avatar, but for Korra, this is the only additional kind of canon content that we really have for the show in terms of a visual medium. It is Republic City Hustle, all 3 parts, and it is only a few minutes long. It is not a space issue as to why that this thing is not on here, because this is a 13 episode season, so there's no way to evenly break down the episodes so that there's some on one book, some on one disc, some on the other. There's 7 episodes on one disc, 6 on the other, which leaves space on the disc that has 6 episodes for at least 22 minutes of content. And all that's on the second disc with the fewer number of episodes is Republic City Hustle Part 1, which is only 3 minutes long. So they easily could have put the other 2 parts on. So I don't know. Somewhere along the way, someone in Viacom, someone in Paramount, someone in Nickelodeon made the decision to not put those 2 parts on the DVD for some reason, and that was a horrible decision, and I don't understand it. I think it was a really stupid decision to do that. And I think I'll end it there, because I like Republic City Hustle, but it's incomplete on the last DVD for Korra. I don't get it. Now, final complaint I have here is this. The book 1 set, one of the extras on it, the only other extra on it, is called The Legend of Puppet Bender Presents The Making of a Legend, The Untold Story Part 1. And at the end of Part 1, they show a kind of trailer for Part 2. Now, that Part 2 was not on the Blu-ray or DVD for Book 3 or Book 2. So the only place that it was really realistically going to appear was on Book 4. And it is. It's on the Blu-ray, but it's not on the DVD. So why did they decide to include the Puppet Bender thing on Book 1, but not finish it on Book 4, when there's clearly space for it? Again, the decisions in terms of continuity of extras make no sense. I don't like the Puppet Bender short, so I don't miss it being on the Book 4 thing, because I thought the actual story they tried to tell in the Puppet Bender thing was terrible. It wasn't funny at all. But I like the puppets. The puppets are really cool pieces of art, but the thing they tried to tell there in that story was really bad. Now, I'm not annoyed that it's not on this, but in terms of just understanding the decisions made in terms of what is and what is not included on these sets, it's baffling. Why is it included on Book 1 but not Book 4, when this is the last time you're going to get to put extras on a set? It makes no sense. Again, what if there are people out there who really like the Puppet Bender things and we're just waiting for one of these sets to have it? And so, again, it's just all these incomplete things. Like, on Book 1, the Puppet Bender thing ends up being incomplete. On Book 4, the Republic City Hustle ends up being incomplete. And the only thing I can say about the extras on these sets is incomplete. Nothing is done fully on these extras. And it's a real problem and a real shame that such a great series, in terms of the actual story, has such bad extras and just the way they're executed. Some of these extras are really good, like the what do they call that? Spirit of an Episode featurettes that were on Book 3 were really cool. The Feuding Spirits Korra family thing on Book 2 Spirits set, that was interesting. But here you get this garbage piece about Kuvira and Prince Wu, and only one part of Republic City Hustle. It makes no sense to me, really. That's really all there is to say. So, I'm disappointed with the extras, but I appreciate some of the things that they did with this set. Like, the inclusion of this poster is amazing, and I would almost say buy the DVD just to get this poster, because where else are you going to get a poster from? Like, I have some posters because I won Coronation a few years ago, but no poster was ever released in a store for Korra officially. You had to have gone to a convention or something like that to get a Korra poster, so the fact that you can buy the DVD set and get a proper official Korra poster is a huge bonus in my mind for this set. And it's one of the reasons why I would almost say, like, if you don't care about extras, all you want is a way to watch the episodes on disc at home, buy the DVD set for cheap because it's much cheaper than the Blu-ray set, and you get the poster with it. Like, just if you just want the episodes and the poster, buy the DVD set. But if you want the extras, I I think most people will just be frustrated with what they get with the DVD, honestly. And I really think the Blu-ray is the way to go. But again, the problem is, like, for me, being from Ireland, having to rely on UK DVDs primarily, we don't get the Blu-ray over here. What we're going to get when Book 4 comes out on DVD is this. It's not going to have a slipcover. I don't know if it's going to have the poster over here. And it's going to have the exact same extras. And for anyone from the UK who's not really involved in the fandom, Republic City Hustle is going to end with part 1. It's just such... It makes no sense to me, but I'm repeating myself here, so I'll just end with some brief thoughts on Book 4 itself. I've talked in the past about how much I like Book 4, and I'll just say it again here for anyone looking for a recommendation without spoilers for this book. I think it is an exceptional ending to an exceptional show. I think the character arc that Korra goes through in her recovery from the end of Book 3 is amazing. I think the villain Kuvira in this book is really strong. Some of the other characters like Bolin have a really interesting plot. Varric is more involved here. There's some great fights, and most importantly, it ends the series really well. And it's really exciting, intense, funny, and amazing at the end. So I think it ends on a high, and from that sense, I recommend this to kind of anyone. But it depends on how much you care about the extras. I care a lot about the extras, so I'm very critical of the DVD. But in terms of just getting the episodes on home disc, perfectly fine. So, Book 4 DVD is kind of like, get it if you want it. I struggle to recommend it because I feel so strongly about the extras, but it all depends on what your thoughts are. So that's been the review. Apologies if I ranted too hard or were overly critical, but I really want to know in the comments, do you guys, am I really overreacting to the extras and the inconsistencies, or do you agree that they make no sense? I really want to know in the comments. But thanks for watching this video, and bye.